What is happening, my gurus? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, I haven't been posting for the last couple of days. The market was pretty slow until we saw this move last night, which we're obviously going to get into now. So I appreciate everybody's patience. And as always, if you guys are enjoying the content, please just make sure to like the videos and hit the subscribe button. All right, cool. So basically, let's take a bit of stock. I think let's open up quick first with the Bitcoin chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the last chart that we were all following with regards to the potential movement on the macro. So one thing I just want to say quickly, if we can all just look at the chart. We're looking at the daily chart on Bitcoin. I'm just waiting for there we go. There's the chart to completely show up. And like I had shown before, we've got this range market going on. Now, when we talk about a range market, we're obviously talking about sideways movement inside of a channel. It usually tends to respect that, and they are usually quite strong in terms of the channels forming, especially on the macro. So especially as far as long-term projections and long-term outlooks go, they do tend to be quite accurate. Now, obviously, what we're looking at over here is quite a massive sideways market starting from last year, January. So that would be the 2021 January, and then moving up where we got the bullish spike from the Tesla buy. And then obviously we had the May crash, which sent us into that sort of augmented bear market. Then we had another swing up, and now we are on a swing down. We're not seeing just yet the sort of sideways bear market that we saw in May. It's more this extended and continued move downwards. Basically, I think what we're seeing here is one of two things. One of two things being that if we're looking at manipulation in terms of Wyckoff distribution and accumulation, what's basically happening is, like we've said many, many, many times before, this is an absolute race to get as many Bitcoin as possible before all of the Bitcoin in the world has been mined completely. There isn't enough to go around, so they need to make sure that they get it. And in general, these massive moves are done to sort of exhaust and extenuate the retail market to try and get them to capitulate and sell at a loss. Now, looking in terms of the technical analysis, so one thing's for sure, this most recent downturn where we broke down below the 40K zone, sorry, that's actually the wrong, there we go. I just want to quickly open up the RSI first. When we broke past the 40K zone, that was up here. So it wasn't really a case of Bitcoin being oversold. So I'm not too sure in terms of why this breakdown happened last night, outside of the fact that the Russians announced a blanket ban on cryptocurrency. I can almost guarantee that it is FUD, that it's not real news. It's the same as the China FUD that we used to experience, where the market would be on absolute edge. It would be tilt, and then there'd be China bans Bitcoin mining, blah blah blah, and that just sends us into capitulation mode, where the market basically keeps going down and hunting lower support. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Obviously, if we're looking at this, key support has been broken here. I think it's just important to call a spade a spade. Just remove the emotions from it and just say, right, key support has been broken here. Where to next? We've got two options here. I think in terms of where we can see it go next. Obviously, we've got support around 37,200, which is the previous support from a mini drop, a mini correction before the big move up, which gave us our most recent move. And that was off the back of the V-shaped recovery from the bear market that we experienced from May until August. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. Again, that would be the next support. Underneath that, we probably could see some support around here, around the 35K region. Otherwise, unfortunately, at the end of the day, if we're calling a spade, the true major support is going to be around the 28K mark, which is where we bounced the last time. Now, because this support has been broken, because the trend line has been broken, because the support at 39.6 has been broken, which was the last touch, unfortunately, we have to call a spade and just say that the possibility for it to go a little bit lower to confirm the lower supports before moving onwards and upwards is there, and it is very much a real concern. So in terms of selling, I will absolutely not be selling. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm pretty much just saying what my opinion is. I'm pretty much just giving sort of my outlook on the market, and I'm not selling here. I'm holding my tokens. This is all a very coordinated move to make sure that we can sort of that they can extenuate the crowd and get as many Bitcoin as possible. Now, when looking at this indicator, obviously we thought that we would see, sort of the beginning of the bullish move from here, which is what we got last time at the end of the bear market before the continued move upwards. So we thought we'd see that again, but it looks like we might get some augmented version of that. I just want to bring up another important point. Like I've said it many a time before. The people that manipulate the market, they know what you know, they see what you see, and they know exactly how to think the way you think. And in doing so, they know exactly what your moves are when the market turns like this, and they do it on purpose. They literally work with the emotions of fear and greed to totally manipulate the market. So in terms of where to from here, I don't really see us getting some sort of God bounce from here. I don't see a V-shaped recovery just happening just yet from here. There just isn't enough sort of support to substantiate that bias. I do see it going to test the lower regions before moving upwards. And again, I just want to bring us to the attention. I want to bring to everyone's attention that this sort of is a sideways market, and we just have to call it for what it is. It might be like that for the next couple of months. We're not too sure. But in terms of a buy-in, these are good levels to buy in. In terms of DCAing, whether you're buying in here, whether you're buying in here, whether you're buying in here, or whether you're buying at the bottom of support, it doesn't really matter, because in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, whether you bought in at 30 or 40K is not going to make a difference when Bitcoin's closing in on $500,000. So I think it's also good to have perspective. It's like me telling you today that you're stressed about buying Bitcoin at 7,000 rather than 6,400. You'd laugh at me today. You'd say, "Fuck, I would take." Excuse the language. You'd say, "I would take Bitcoin at any price. I'd take Bitcoin at 8. I'd take Bitcoin at 10K." And that's just the way to look at it. So I'm not selling anything. I'm sitting tight. I'm waiting. I'm probably going to start DCAing again with some freed up capital. But that's basically where we're at. One thing I do want to show you guys before I wrap up the video is the tether dominance, which is quite an interesting chart to look at here. Let me just quickly open it over here. We are down here. Here we go. Tether dominance. This is a pure indication that we saw a massive, massive sell-off, both in obviously the bigger wallets, but then more importantly, we saw a drop, or rather, a sell-off in the retail wallets, and that probably is what gave us the spike up. What we're looking at here is tether dominance. This is how much of the money in the crypto market is in tether versus in actual assets, and you can see that it was going down. People were starting to buy assets again. They really thought that we were starting to see the reversal before the Russian news and obviously this massive correction, and now we can see a lot of retail hands are selling once again. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. I will keep you guys updated. I'll probably do another update on the market on Monday morning, so keep posted, stay tuned. I don't think that this is any reason to panic. Now that we know where the market could go, we know what we could see, we know where the lowest points are, there's no real reason to sit and get upset about the market not doing what you wanted to do. The better thing to do is just to remove all emotions and sort of trade with the market. I'm going to reanalyze everything, restructure the charts, and create new charts for Monday, because obviously the sort of the chart has changed, and so has the price structure. But I will get to all of that on Monday, and we will see what happens over the weekend where liquidity is low. But if anybody has any questions, as always, I'll be in the chats and in the channels, so hit me up with whatever questions you've got, whether it's for alts, entries, alpha, overlook, outlook, macro, micro, whatever it is. Hit me up in the channel. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you do enjoy this content, please just help me to help get it out there. So like and subscribe to the video, and I will be back on Monday. See you guys then. Have a great weekend.